will have a discussion right now, which will be led by Monika. And the topic is empowering women in tech, lifelong learning journeys. I think we are ready, and I will give the stage back to you so you can introduce your all four beautiful speakers today.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. I want to welcome our panel of wonderful, amazing role models today. So let me introduce them briefly, and then I will allow them to share a few words about their experience and what they want to share with the audience. We said we want to make it like as actionable and as helpful today as possible, so get ready for a lot of inspiring career advice. Okay, so today we have Renita Kasper, who is co-founder of Recruitment Thursday, career coach and trainer, as well as jury of Employer Brand Award in Estonia and other countries. Do you want to say a few words about your experience? Two quick sentences for now.
First, thank you for having me and the invitation. And the sofa is super comfortable. I lost myself for the moment. Is it okay? Now I need to start talking or something. But yeah, normally I'm lying in my LinkedIn a little bit, putting like I'm 50 plus years working in a talent acquisition and employer branding, because it's actually 20, but you know, the ageism is a problem and nobody would hire me in startups otherwise. But yeah, really loving what I'm doing. That's why also teaching in some universities, schools, lecturing about employer branding, recruitment, and help out different community, initiatives and events. But yeah, next one.
Wonderful, thank you so much. We also have Sigita Kotlere, who is CEO and board member at Nectaro, fintech company, with extensive experience in banking industry.
Hey, happy to be here. So yeah, I'm here from the finance industry. I have been working in finance for 12 years, which is basically all my adulthood, and last 6 of them in fintech sector, and currently working and leading project Nectaro, which is investment platform, and today is kind of big day. Well, yesterday we launched the platform live. So happy about that, and I'm here to share maybe some practical experience and work from working in fintech. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. We also have Karin Kunnapas, is CEO and co-director of Kood Johvi. You will correct my pronunciation. Karin is also a venture partner at Terra VC.
So, hi everyone. Super happy to be in Riga, super happy to join this panel. A bit about my background. So I actually been working in the startup sector in Estonia for almost 10 years. I worked with private investors. I've also worked in startup education, and now, yes, I'm running Kood Johvi. So it's a programming school, and one of their key focus is to get more women into tech and more of them to learn how to code. So this is a perfect topic.
Wonderful, thank you. We also have Vidmantė Čižienė with us today, who is data engineer at carVertical, who previously worked 10 years in communications. Quick intro.
Yeah, hello everyone. So yes, I'm the one here in this company who made the switch. So I've been working, and all my professional background was in communications. I'm also a graduate from University of Amsterdam in communication science, and that was the moment when I had 2 kids and I had a break in my life when I decided to switch. And for the last 3 years I've been working with data. So that's my story in short.
Thank you so much. We heard a lot today, statistics. We heard a lot of some of the possibly like worrying numbers that we want to increase in the tech space when it comes to women being a part of the workforce. I also looked up a few numbers just to give context to our discussion, but basically we only have, according to the World Bank, women make up less than a third of the world's workforce in technology-related fields, and that's a very broad definition. And in the European Union, we only have 19% of women in the ICT, information and communication technology sector. Now, these are not great numbers. We want to increase them. And can we talk about initiatives? Can we talk about programs that can help women increase their chances of being hired, of possibly upskilling and continuing their lifelong learning going forward? Please.
Yeah, I'm probably going to see it from the company's in-house perspective, because I have worked in a leading in-house talent acquisition teams now around 6 years in different countries. One was actually also in Berlin, Germany. And luckily my last company really was in a startup in tech in QA, and it was female founded, and we had 46% of women in this company, which is quite of like, yay. but what you can do, I think as an employer, you really need to emphasize only not the women in a company, but also all the different layers of diversity. And it starts definitely, let's check out of your recruitment process. Let's see that if you have process in place, is it structured? How are you talking with your candidates out there? Because we have heard already that, hey, that women are not applying if they're not 100%. And I'm one of that group, because if somebody says in job ad that it's excellent English is needed, mine is not excellent. I'm not applying already because of that. There you go, not going. And inclusive language in your job ads, have you seen how you actually writing them? There is so many tools for that, like gender decoder or something like that. You just pass this text through and you can see that if it's a neutral language or it's more masculine. And surprisingly, you can say that if you're, for example, CTO or tech lead is a man and writing this job ad themselves, very surprisingly, it can be like, 80, 100% masculine job ad already. And there is lots of initiatives like resource groups, representation is very important, examples what you can do, and talk about all those journeys out there that everybody is not in could see what's happening actually in your company or also in universities or schools. People can say, okay, look at that, that's this person actually works in that, which I thought always it's some sort of male career thing. And yeah, there is lots to cover actually this kind of initiatives, but I think I give my mic to others to add on.
Cool. Karin, would you maybe like to share about the programs and initiatives that empower lifelong learning?
I think one of the key things with this kind of initiatives is that the private sector has to get more involved. So I think in terms of when it comes to education, there's a lot of opportunities to learn tech, and there's a lot of people who are also doing it, also a lot of women. But what we need to focus on is alternative ways. And that's why, I love Johvi, so most probably you'll understand it as when I talk about it. But how Johvi started was that there's 8 Estonian entrepreneurs from the startup sector who decided that we need to create something new. We need to create something that's a new way of learning, that is accessible to everybody. And Johvi actually works without teachers. We don't have lectures. You have to be 18 to apply, so your previous background doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter what you have done or what you have studied. You start learning to code from the get-go, and you learn it in a very practical way. So you learn it through actually doing, not in lectures or like listening to somebody talk to you. And what the results have been that we launched in 2021, and in 3 years we've had more than 10,000 people applying. And at the moment, our third class started in September. The first one graduated, and we have about 30% who are women. So if you compare to the average sector, so 17% of women in ICT, then it is a bit higher, but we still wanted to get higher and higher. And why this initiative that supports women in tech and also lifelong learning is that it is an alternative way. So you have tasks, you have this practical way of learning, but you can make your own schedule. So as you don't have classes, you don't have exams, so you don't have the structure that you have to be in school from 9 to 12. So also women who have maybe kids, who have some other responsibilities are able to do that. And we have students from 18 to 62. So we have people who are 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, and it's amazing to see what they can achieve. And we have talked with multiple of them, so there are some who came straight from high school, want to learn IT, but we do have people who have a bachelor's degree, a master's, even a PhD, and they decided they wanted to go into tech, but going full-time into universities wasn't really an option. Just studying at home with Coursera, also not so fun, but actually joining a group of people who also want to do it together with them, this is a system that works for them. So I think creating more these kind of initiatives that come from the private sector, that are super practical, that are accessible, that are flexible, is very essential to get more women into tech.
Fantastic, thank you so much. I hope somebody is taking notes and making sure that all the checkpoints are going to be ticked. Wonderful. Thank you. I would like now to switch to Sigita and Vidmantė and to hear a little bit more of their own personal journey in terms of how was continuous learning and upskilling important in their own career journeys, and how we can encourage more women to embark that. Sigita, please.
Yeah, good question. And also regarding the split between men and women in the tech, I think that all the initiatives that we're discussing is super, super valuable, and I have girlfriends who have changed their positions and basically moved to IT development. And but also very interesting is to think about the reasons behind that. And one of the reasons, I think, from my experience, that the job in fintech or in tech companies is very, very demanding. Demanding time-wise, demanding if we speaking about learning, it also takes time. It takes rather your evenings or your free time or your time after working hours. And that is interesting question about can all women afford that? Because of the maybe split in households, split in household jobs that is also partly full-time, sometimes, I don't know, job. So yeah, so women need to feel free, need to have this support and need to have this ability to learn and to maybe go for higher demanding jobs, to put more in the career, to work longer hours, and the split between households job at the home should be more or less equal, or changing, flexible, depending on career paths of both parties. That is one which I think is super valuable, and in my career and in my maybe circle, I see the more equal relationships women are having at home, the higher the possibility that she will have time, power, strength to learn, to grow, and to learn constantly. And that is also something that we as a society should do more, think about that, encourage that, and encourage that not only now, like with all the courses and with all the opportunities to push already women to go and learn and to change something, but to change as a society, to create this environment where this is something that we should not speak about because it is super obvious and super understanding from like young days working already with girls, and I know that there are some initiatives towards that as well, but that is my comment from what I have seen.
Thank you so much. Speaking of high demand jobs and women often because of family circumstances not being able to maybe spend as much time as they would want, the mental load is really a thing. I also want to, now with the light on, I don't exactly see, but I want to really applaud and congratulate quite a few people who came here with the babies. So well done, and really, we're proud of you, okay? So, well done. Woohoo! That's a way to go. Vidmantė, a bit of your personal journey, a bit of like how did the upskilling help you get where you are, why it is important to continuously learn, and what we can do to encourage women to go for that.
Yeah, so I just want to continue a little bit this topic
Yeah.
because I did a switch with two children, and yes, what you mentioned was really important because my husband, for like 2 years, he really took the load of, like family load off my shoulders, and it was actually good timing for me because it was lockdown, so no temptations to go somewhere, and I could really focus on my switch. So big thanks goes to my family. But also what I did, so I had these 2 babies of mine, and I was in my maternity leave, and I just looked around and I realized that like we are in tech world, this is our world now, and so this is it, this is reality, and how I'm gonna support these 2 children and how I'm gonna help my family to live a good life. And I decided that I'm gonna make this change. And also, I think what was helpful is not to think about lifelong learning as a separate project. It's not that you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm going to do some life learning now. You don't do that. It just happens. And for those who don't feel they're ready or there's no courage, just think about your daily life. Like, I'm 37 now. When I started coding, I was 33. And during the last 10 years, I have e-tickets, I e-sign documents, I use Gmail prompts when I write emails, also e-payments. I'm using these technologies, and you are using them anyway because it's very convenient, it's faster. So you are technology adapters. Going more deeply into tech, it's just going a little bit further, one step further. So getting back to my personal upskilling, I just think that life is upskilling anyway, so you just make it a little bit more directed, and that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, and we touched upon the topic of encouraging girls from the younger age already to, to be brave, to get out there, to try things, to fail maybe even as well, right? And to have their voice heard at work, at home with equal share as well. What are additional things you think we as society we can do to help foster that the independence, the bravery, the self-esteem of girls and women?
Yeah, I think we can do a lot, and we can do it differently and so much earlier age. Coming from a perspective that probably me and my different teams during the time I've hired around 5,000 people. You can actually calculate how many interviews I have done. And for example, we had a talk here about salaries, our packages. And this is something which is really true, coming from right-hand experience, that women are not negotiate mostly, but men do. It's with a man is normally like Egyptian market. We know that the budget is somewhere here. We want to build this church, middle of the village. They ask this much more. We offer a little bit less, and then it's happened in the middle. And we all know the game. But if I actually have female candidate, normally they ask less. They're very humble in that. And even if I suggest something, they're coming back to say, no, but I can do less also. And I've actually advised them to really not to do so as a recruiter and say that, okay, reasonable salary for your experience, it in range this and that. And that we actually also can all do as employers. But coming back to that, I think there is this kind of also skills which need to be taught to women and girls, that how to actually negotiate, for example, and how to talk about yourself. Again, we had also an example in here that we're rather humble and we're rather not brag, and that's also coming with a price. And there is also that how the girls are actually, teach to be very nice, perfectionist, A student, want to hear exactly, to have a perfection trap, and how actually situations are held when the boy makes a mistake or when the girl makes a mistake, or how they should like actually be learned to behave. And then this comes. It's very good practical like example. My own kid, it's a boy, not very good in studying, and he was in a German international school, and they have this one-on-one feedback in COVID time, very tough. This teacher was saying to him, Dad, you're lazy, you're not doing this and that, and it's that. And I, next to him, was almost crying myself as a mom. I said, oh, this is horrifying, you know, it's bad. I thought, oh, it's like horrifying. The kid is probably having lots of like self-esteem problems. And when this situation ended, I asked him, how you feel? And he's watching me and saying, all good. I was lazy, I was crappy, it's all fair. And off we go. And you know what I would do in that position? Probably overthinking for months. And that's the thing, actually. And if you actually think yourself back, we're still doing it. I'm still doing it. And that's probably we also need to do differently. That how to, you know, fail, you know, raise up and clean your clothes and go forward and not overdoing it. Just one example in here.
Sigita, I actually want to ask you, in our preparation call, you shared this super illustrative example of the plane.
From TikTok?
Of the plane thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do you want to share that and add your additional thoughts of encouragement, basically?
Yeah, so I saw on TikTok. It's a great opening. It's always a great opening. But I'm honest about that. I didn't read it. I saw on TikTok this trend when you are asking men and filming and asking them, could they land a plane? Could they land a plane? Which is obviously they should be able to do it. But all of them answered that, of course they could. Yes. And I asked several of my friends, and funny, very funny. I have very I am proud of my inner circle and my friends, and we are super modern and open, and all of them could land the plane. And I saw also, I'm deep in this topic, and I saw also a podcast where they're discussing this trend, and two also young men were discussing that it is super funny, that is how men can be so delusional, and they discussed that, and in the end of the discussion, they just continue conversations. Yeah, but you know, but I don't know about those men, but I could land the plane. So yeah, and this is something that and this is something. It is very illustrative about what we are talking already about this applying. If you are matching all the boxes about this courage to fail, about this courage to take new challenges, and about the courage in general. What we as a society could do, I think that what we could stop doing is maybe ask young girls and women to be likable and teach that as a core value to women, but teach courage not to be likable, because that is the trap. And I think that many of the problems or problem situations, asking a higher salary, learning something new, failing, is because there is very, very deep feeling and desire to be liked, and that is something that is taught in women because and in society, I think so.
Woo, thank you. That is a very important topic, and the people-pleasing kind of figure, it's prominent across the board, and it takes a lot of conscious unlearning to actually unlearn those ways as well. Karin, would you like to add a few more words as well?
Yeah, I think one key thing is to create communities, and especially support the female communities, because those will help us understand that, this willingness to please, or like not maybe asking that much. Like it's not only you, it's all of us. And you know, like if somebody from the side like you discuss a salary and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna ask this amount, but they're like, why are you not asking this much? If it comes from another woman, you're like, maybe that's true. If it comes from a man, then like, yeah, but you will ask more anyway. So I think this kind of support system that makes you understand that we're all in the same situation, we all have the same questions, we all have the same worries, but together we can get over it. And how to encourage more women into the tech sector or learning something new is also show real-life examples. I think when it comes to like the IT sector and startup sector, we always see these amazing female founders who have built unicorns and like crazy stories, but I think majority of us can't relate to that. Like obviously it's an amazing goal, you would want to be like someone like that, but having these more like down-to-earth examples of like career switches, doing successfully, learning something new, figuring something out, I think this is essential to have more of that and talk about more these kind of success stories. So I think the definition of success is also very different. You don't have to build a billion-dollar company to be successful. Switching a career, learning something new, doing something else, working with new people, that's already a great success and that should be shared.
Thank you very much. Vidmantė, what can we do better? How can we encourage women to embark?
Actually, yeah, it's not only maybe to women, but I think what we heard, a lot of things start from your mindset. When I started to work, so I took a month of coding school, and I came to job. So, and I'm engineer, and I have my colleagues with 20 years of experience, and we are all engineers. So when you're on this line, you feel like a doormat, like you're worth of nothing there. But it is important to reframe that I came actually to help the senior engineers so they could focus on complex issues. And I could learn through doing the tasks they don't want to do anymore, or they don't have that much time to do them anymore. So when you frame it like that, it gets easier for yourself because you have a different role and a different purpose. And also maybe some other things we have in our mind. Then we came, we want things fast, we just want to do them. And it's just not gonna work. So from the beginning, you have to see, if you're in a journey, you have to see it as a journey. When I started coding and with information processing in your head and with computer science, there's a lot of the same terminology. So if your memory is full, you are not capable to learn new things. So I had these periods of studying when a lot of information and new stuff is going into my head, and then it means I have to process it. So I am focusing on that task, and I'm not doing anything else. And once I'm good at it, once I understand it, so I take next step. And while taking this approach, I've been on one project for 2 years and going step by step. And I really like what I achieved, but after those 2 years, I really understand this project where other engineers and people involved from the beginning till the end. I understand every stage of that project, and that's when you reach this moment when you can actually tell what you have been doing. That's when that is an achievement already. But you have to think about it like it from the start, and it's gonna be easier. So a lot of mindset things.
Thank you very much. Super important. I think that is where everything starts. We can all agree on that. Okay, I would want to already start our closing remarks, mindful of time. But can we maybe try to focus on, I think here we have an audience of a lot of actually people who have joined girls, Riga Tech Girls programs and challenges and courses, right? So if we want to leave people with actionable tips, okay, like for the next half a year, these are 2 things I'd recommend you to focus on. Can each panelist maybe share there are 2 tips for the audience in the next half a year.
Next half year, okay. Find a mentor. I mean, reach out. Honestly, everybody, you don't need to really know that person. And very cool if it's also like online, not somewhere next to you here. Why not? This mentor can be somebody in Germany or somebody in Netherlands, and use a LinkedIn for that. It's very good. Nobody have still a day say no to me if I've asked that, hey, I would like your advice on that. Would you give me 15 minutes on that? Definitely do that. And maybe a second one is also linked to what already said. Look for a community and look for friends which you can actually also discuss all of those things and find the solution on those groups, because the 2 things what I have done in my own sphere, which is recruitment. Recruitment Tuesday is a community, and HR Association is a community, and I'm part of several of those communities which have tremendously helped me to, resolve problems, grow, learn, but also they are creating for you opportunities. Because if nobody knows who you are, somewhere alone at home, this opportunity will not just knock somewhere. You can actually really do the things to summon up the opportunity. And that would be definitely my advice. Be proactive, go out there, it will come.
Amazing. Networking and finding your community, okay? I hope we're keeping notes on that. Sigita, please.
Yeah, mentor is a great idea, yeah. From my set up the goal, learning or career goal for your next half a year, and discuss and agree about that goal within your family. And don't smile just because someone asks you to.
Okay, cool. So having a goal and yes, being yourself. Yeah, not forcing, being a people pleaser. Cool.
I will switch the mentoring side in that become a mentor. There are so many people who are trying to get into a field. There's so much that you can share and help to build a community. I think with Riga Tech Girls, or also just offering a LinkedIn that you're happy to have a chat with somebody who's trying to figure out what they want to do. This is super helpful, and from my experience I would say that mentoring is such a rewarding experience also for you, because when I've done it I've learned so much about the ways that I operate, what I like, what I don't like, so become a mentor. And the second thing is do something that challenges you. So if you have been thinking about going to the IT sector, take a small course, and if you're not good at it straight away, don't give up. Because I think that's also, when it comes to women and girls, this kind of good girl syndrome is that if we're not great at it, we give up too easily, because, we're used to from little girls that, we get A's, we're get praised for everything, but if you're not good, I will move on to another thing. But if it interests you, find a way how to learn it, talk to people, get into it, there's alternative ways, and just don't give up, and maybe you'll find something exciting that you want to do for the rest of your life.
Wonderful, thank you so much. Be a mentor and don't give up, basically. Perfect.
Yeah, also similar to what was just told, I think that knowing that tech is not for you is also a very good result. So you just tick the box. If you have this feeling inside of you where you want to try but you're afraid, just try it out. There are a lot of courses. And if it's not for you, you will know. And you will be calm for the rest of your life. You took that step, and now you know. And on the other hand, if you are there and you have these positive feelings while doing some stuff, maybe it doesn't work and it's not easy, but you are feeling good about it. So then focus. Find that one programming language, that one platform, that one tool you're going to focus on it for next year. And then and then all the other advices apply. It's going to need some discipline and planning, but it's possible to get there.
Yes, we have living examples on the stage how that is possible. So I would want to thank you for the attention. I want to thank the panelists for their time, experience, and generous advice. I hope this has been helpful, and go ahead, build up that courage to be able to say, yes, I will land the plane in no problem, okay? So, thank you so much.